I apologize to our radio listeners. We had a slight technical problem with our video broadcast. So I'll start again to welcome people to our Sunday morning broadcasts. Lahore Ahmadiyya community was established by Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, who taught that the Holy Prophet Muhammad is the very last prophet, and no prophet shall come after him. Not an old one, not a new one. Some people bring an old prophet, some people bring a new prophet, but he said no prophet can. He also said that everyone who recites the kalima is a Muslim. And he pointed to the hadith of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, which said that if a reciter of the kalima says to another reciter of the kalima that you are a kafir, then it is the caller who is the kafir, who becomes heretic. Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad taught us that the Holy Quran is complete. It has all the revelation that the angel Gabriel brought to the Holy Prophet. Some people say Ayah Rajab is missing, some people say Surah Balayat is missing. We reject these things. In the same way, he taught us that the Holy Quran is complete and it is perfect. There are people who say parts of the Holy Quran are abrogated. We reject it. We say no part of the Holy Quran is rejected. And he taught us that jihad is a fundamental duty of every Muslim. And every Muslim should conduct jihad at all times throughout his life. The nature of jihad may change, but it remains a fundamental duty of every Muslim. And he taught us to turn to the Quran to find solutions to all our problems. And today we are going to look at a misunderstanding, deliberate perhaps or otherwise, by some people. Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad said that he received revelation from God. And some people say, well, some friends and some foes say, well, that makes him a prophet. Look, he says he receives wahi. And only prophets receive wahi. So we look at the Holy Quran to see whether non-prophets can also receive wahi. And if the Quran proves it, then just because a person receives wahi from God, it doesn't mean that he is a prophet. So let us see what the Holy Quran says. As you know, Arabic is based on triliteral consonants, and that is you have three letters that make a word, which is the basic word, and then things with the same or similar concept have words to describe them made from that basic idea. And the triliteral root is va, ha, ya. And it occurs 78 times in the Holy Quran, 72 times as a verb, o, ha, ya, and 6 times as a noun. So let us see. In chapter 17, verse 73, the Holy Quran uses this word And this is not an Ahmadi translation, this is a non-Ahmadi translation. Awhayna. And the translator says, we reveal. So this is we, that's God, that God revealed. So this is talking about God's revelation. And then we find in chapter 20, verse 38, is awhayna. Awhayna. And then what follows? Ila ummika. We reveal to mother, his mother. I put Moses' mother because that's what it's talking about, but literally it will mean his mother. We reveal to his mother. Look at the two words. Even if you don't know Arabic, you can see the word that I marked in red in the previous line and the word which is in sort of lighter red here. They look exactly the same. There's no difference. And if we skip one line and look further down, we find وَلَقَدْ أَوْحَيْنَا إِلَى Musa. Ila Musa. We revealed to Moses. Exactly the same word. Compare the word. Awhayna ila ummika and awhayna ila Musa. We revealed to Moses. Further on, chapter 26, verse 52. وَأَوْحَيْنَا إِلَى Musa. We revealed to Moses. And then chapter 28. وَأَوْحَيْنَا إِلَى Ummi Musa. In the first one it was Awhayna ila ummika. Now it says Awhayna ila ummi Musa. We revealed to mother of Moses. So the same word is being used for Hazrat Musa. We revealed to Moses. And the same word is being used for his mother. That she received revelation from Allah. No one says that Hazrat Musa's mother was a prophetess. Although the same word is used, revelation. Nor am the translators into other languages, particularly English, they change the words in their translation. They'll say, for Hazrat Musa, they will say, we revealed to Moses. And where it says, talks about mother of Moses, they'll say, we inspired Moses' mother. But the Arabic has exactly the same word. The same word is used for Quran in chapter 42. Awhayna ilayka Qur'anan Arabiyan. And we revealed the Quran in Arabic. So this is talking about the Holy Quran. It is in Arabic. The same word is being used. And Quran is God's revelation to a prophet, which we recite. It has commands that we follow, accept and follow. But when we have the same word used for mother of Moses, Awhayna ila Ummi Musa, Do women take their babies to the Nile, put them in a basket, and put them in the water and let them go down the river? No, they don't. Because, let me give you an example. A president writes to his son and he says, well, son, I think you should do law and work hard and get good grades in your legal exams. That is from a well-wisher to another. Or a father who loves his son. Guidance. The son may or may not follow that guidance. But if the same president writes to a member of the civil service and says, well, I order you to sit legal exams, then that is a command, that is an order. That person has to do it. The message is coming from the same person, but its nature changes. And that is what happens. Revelation that a prophet receives. All prophets, Moses, Jesus, Aaron, Abraham, that is Wahi and Nabuwat, a special type of revelation, which has commands in it and so on, and everyone has to believe in it and obey it. God's revelation to others is one friend talking to another. The best friend we have is God. Let's look at it another way. You go to a house and you ring the bell, you knock on the door, no one answers. What will be your conclusion? That the house is empty, there's no one living there. For you to believe that there is someone inside the house, they have to answer. And that was the debate between Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad and other people. Other people said, well, prophethood has come to an end. Yes, agree. So God no longer communicates with anyone. No, disagree. God still talks to people. God still talks to people. It's not prophetic revelation. They are not prophets. That is, we are not bound by what God tells them. We are bound by what God tells prophets. That is a special type of order, a command. In our own family, I have with my own eyes seen the fact that God speaks to people. They were waliullah. And God told them about what was going to happen. And those things came true. In front of our own eyes, those things came true. But no one in the family or outside the family regarded those people as prophets. They were just regarded as waliullah, friends of Allah, who loved God so much, and God loved them so much that He would tell them, reveal to them secrets. Now, today some people say, well, yes, that may be fine, but Hazrat Sahib has written that, angels came to him with revelation. Surely that makes him a prophet. But in chapter 3, verse 42, we have is qalatil malaikatu ya Maryam. That angels came. When angels said to Mary. So here is not one angel, angels. And that's not in one place. A few verses down, it again says, is qalatil malaikatu ya Maryam. Oh, angel said, oh Mary, angels. Not one angel, but many angels appeared to Mary. And later on, chapter 19, verse 17, Ruhana, Salna ilayha Ruhana. Our spirit appeared to people. What is God's spirit? Generally, Hazrat Jibreel, the angel Gabriel, is regarded as that. So those people, Mary didn't become a prophetess because the angel appeared to him with God's revelation. God says, Ya Maryam, inna Allah. God says, not once, but twice. Is qalatil malaikatu ya Maryam, inna Allah. God says. So this angel is bringing revelation to Mary, but she still hasn't become a prophet. Because that was something personal. That wasn't a prophet's revelation that Mary received. This is. So you have to believe that angels went to Mary and spoke to her. Because God tells us this in the Holy Quran. In the same way, وَأَوْحَيْنَا إِلَىٰ أُمِّ مُوسَىٰ. That is God's revelation. And we have to believe that God sent revelation to Moses' mother. We cannot deny that. In the same way, we have to believe that God sent angels to Mary with his message. We cannot deny that. But what the angel said to Mary and what the angel said to Moses' mother, that wasn't a prophet's revelation. God even speaks to inanimate objects. The Holy Quran tells us. Chapter 99, verse 5. God revealed to the earth. Awha, laha. God said, God revealed, God sent revelation to the earth. God also says that he sent revelation to the honeybee. He says, chapter 16, verse 68. وَأَوْحَى رَبُّكَ إِلَى النَّحْلِ. God said to the honeybee. Do we follow the revelation that God sent to the honeybee? Do we go around from flower to flower, sucking nectar and making honey? No, we don't. Are all honeybees prophets because God sent them a revelation? No, they are not. So whether it is the earth, whether it is the honeybee, whether it is Mary, whether it is mother of Moses, for all of them, God said, I sent my wahi. God said, in one case, God says, I sent angels, not one angel, but angels with my wahi to Mary. And they still didn't become prophets. Because prophethood is something different. Someone has to receive revelation from God, which it becomes binding on us to accept and to follow. And it is binding on the person receiving that revelation to accept it and follow. I didn't mention this in the Urdu part, but at the end of a Ramadan, people had gathered in the mosque to pray for Fajr prayers. And there was some discussion about whether this was the last day of Ramadan or day of Eid. And Hazrat Mirza Sahib came and he heard the discussion and he said, well, I received a revelation that today is Eid. And later on, he found that, people who said they'd started fasting, they were eating and so on. And he said, I thought you were fasting. And they said, yes. But you said you received a revelation that this is the day of Eid, so we broke our fast. And Hazrat Sahib became angry and said, since when has Mirza's revelation preceded the Sharia? The Sharia is until you receive news that the moon has been physically sighted, you have to continue to fast. Did you receive that news? They said, no, sir. But he said, that's irrelevant. My revelation is not a command. It is not to be obeyed and followed. Sharia is to be obeyed and followed. And later on, news arrived from Lahore. A telegram came from Lahore that moon had been sighted and it had been announced that it was the day of Eid. But you see, if Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad was a prophet, then it was incumbent upon him for a start to accept and follow that revelation. God has told me today is Eid. I don't care whether the moon has been sighted or not. Break the fast, we are celebrating Eid. He didn't say that. He didn't say that. He said follow the Sharia, just like I follow the Sharia. That means he was not a prophet. Because he said Sharia has precedence. A prophet follows his own revelation, not another person's revelation. And this is something very simple. It's nothing complicated. But people play with words. This word has been used and this means that this one is a prophet or that one is a prophet and so on. Many awliya in Islam have received revelation. And you find it in their books. You find it in their books. And they say, I received a revelation or whatever. But they didn't claim prophethood. And they didn't become prophets. These problems arise because we twist things. So in law and in science, there is a very simple saying, and that says, go wherever evidence takes you. But we don't do that. Many occasions we don't do that. What we do is, first we make up a belief, and then we try and twist things to justify our belief. And this is what's happened with Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad. Friend and foe alike are twisting his words for their own ends. But it is very simple. When Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad passed away, Hazrat Maulana Nuruddin received from a leader of the party that later claimed Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad was the Prophet, the inscription to be put on Hazrat Saab's tombstone. It said Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, Rais of Qadian, Mujaddad of the 14th century of Hijrah, the promised Messiah of the month. This is the leader of those people who later said that Hazrat Mirza Sahib was a prophet. So why did he put on this inscription, Mujaddid, reformer? Why didn't he put Nabi? It went to Maulana Nuruddin. He read it. He added something to it. He wrote approved on it. He signed it. And that inscription remained on Hazrat Saab's grave for many years. For many, many years. Until we pointed it out and it was removed. So I repeat, the Holy Prophet Muhammad was the last prophet. Don't bring an old prophet, don't bring a new prophet. Everyone who recites the kalima is a Muslim. Don't call each other kafirs, because the Holy Prophet said this will make you a kafir. The Holy Quran is complete. All the revelation brought by the angel Gabriel, Hazrat Jibrail, is in it. Surah Rajam is not missing, the Ayat Rajam is not missing, Surah Velayat is not missing. No verse of the Holy Quran is abrogated. Some people say more than 500 verses are abrogated. But Hazrat Sahib said no verse of the Holy Quran is abrogated. And it is your duty to conduct jihad day and night. Its form may be different. It may be a jihad against your own self or against others. But jihad is a duty of every Muslim. With that, I take my leave of you. As I said earlier, we are taking a break, and we will be back with you in the new year when I will continue with this topic. Assalamu alaikum, Khuda Hafiz, goodbye.